So going over now to Mike and Roger.
Yeah, you know it, Mel. Thanks very much, Michael. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, Roger. How are you?
I can't complain. Interesting night last night,
Sure
which
was.
makes for an interesting morning. Energy sector, we're going to see people there not too happy. Western alienation. It's an interesting map, isn't it? The political map right now.
Yeah, it sure is. And the term Wexit.
Oh,
Apparently
no.
trending on Twitter this morning. Alberta and Saskatchewan looking at, for representation in Ottawa as they went conservative. Liberals in power with likely support from the NDP. Questions about the energy industry, pipeline politics, all of that is going to filter through to this. The rest of Canada looking at, it's the dichotomy. In Toronto right now, we're looking for affordability in the housing market. And, getting prices down perhaps in Alberta, for example. In Calgary, they've got a 30% plus vacancy rate in the office towers. So again, you've got, a very diverse economy that needs some balancing. And we look for immediate, what does this all mean? Well, we got to see a budget. And, let's see what they actually propose, what kind of support they'll get in the minority government situation. The opposition parties, they'll talk a big game, but they won't necessarily push for everything immediately, for fear of triggering another election in short order. So, I mean, it's going to be certainly a balancing act, and that is both the political spectrum and from a nationwide standpoint.
And that's what makes it interesting, because you have to appeal, you can't forget about the West, right? And
no,
the energy is where it's at for them, and so you've got to find a happy medium. And
it's
all one country.
That's always been the case, regardless of economic policy. I mean, you see that in the Bank of Canada. And in one case, they want to raise interest rates because certain areas of the country are doing really well, others may be struggling. So, I mean, that is the constant balance that is Canada from coast to coast to coast. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. The dollar's not doing anything, by the way. The results were not a big surprise per se.
Yeah, very predictable, actually.
And again, it's going to take time to figure everything out and how it's going to affect economic policy, and we might have to wait until early next year for a federal budget.
All right. We'll see what happens. Michael, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
We've got more.